Hey guys, dude number one here. Due to a movie that we will be discussing and spoiling, I please ask that only mature audiences tune into this episode. This will not be the case for most episodes, I promise, but is the case for today's episode. Thanks, guys. And we're winging it.
Yes, we are. Correct opinions.
So this is the Correct Opinions podcast with a couple of dudes.
Pilot episode.
I'm dude number one, and next to me is dude number two.
I'm actually dude number 3. We don't know what happened to the second guy. He's gone. Is that a good first joke? I think it was pretty good.
I think that was pretty
That set
good.
the bar high.
All right. Okay, so we lost dude number 2, but we got dude number 3 here, filling in for dude number 2.
Yeah,
till
I'll
we
be doing
find
that
him.
for a while. He's not planning on coming back anytime soon.
What'd you do to him?
Why do I still feel like I'm super quiet? Look at the little thing on the screen.
You're the top one.
I know, and it says that I'm between like -20 and -15.
Well, now you're quiet, but
Hey there,
see,
ladies and gentlemen.
You're doing fine. You're doing fine.
Okay.
So this is the Correct Opinions podcast, and we're just gonna talk about whatever because we've been told we're somewhat funny by people.
Who we've been told that by?
Like between 0 and -1 people, but I think we're pretty funny, so we're just gonna make a podcast and see where it goes.
Alright, here we go.
So,
What are we talking about today?
today, actually, it's the 4th of July of 2019. I have this pilot podcast. That'll be a pretty easy anniversary to remember if this goes anywhere.
It won't.
I've heard that podcasts stop. Like, most podcasts end after the 7th episode.
Oh, really?
So people get 7 episodes in, and then they just stop making them.
I think we're going to get about 4.
4?
Yeah, that's my goal.
Okay, so we have a goal of 4 episodes. We're going to see how close we get to that goal. Probably are not going to make it.
I think we will. I think we'll do it.
He thinks we will.
The 4th
All right.
one will be on July 4th of next year.
So I have an interesting... Actually, I might save this for next time because I think I need to plan this out a little better.
Oh, yeah, this is just the pilot. This is just the beginning of
Yeah,
the
we're going to
journey.
save that. I'm going to save that because I need to plan that better. But today, on the Correct Opinions podcast, I wanted to talk about a movie I saw last night called Midsommar.
I know nothing about this movie at all.
He knows nothing about this movie at all, and I didn't know what I was getting myself into. So, my buddy Michael, he had already seen it too. So this was his second time seeing it. I don't know why you would ever watch this movie more than once. So, for anyone who may listen to this podcast, just know there will be spoilers ahead.
Oh, no.
Lots of spoilers because I'm going to talk about this movie because it is
Spoilers.
messed up. It is
Spoilers.
so whack. It's just messed up. So
I'm going to let you take it away on this one. I don't know anything about this movie.
I want to get your reactions to some of this because this is going to be interesting.
Okay.
It's a messed up movie.
I'm ready.
Okay, so I'm just going to preface this. The whole movie is around 2 people. It's based off of 2 people that are having relationship problems, and they decide to go to Sweden together, and their relationship just falls apart. Like, they just break up. They break up in the end. In the end, the girl kills the guy dressed up as a bear. Spoiler.
Whoa, wait. Who was... The girl was dressed up as a bear?
No,
The guy was
no,
dressed
she
up
was dressed up as a
bear.
pile of flowers, and she killed her boyfriend, who was dressed up as a bear, as he burned inside of a pyramid.
Okay, I need some more context, though, because there was a large plot gap that we did
Yes,
not get
okay.
there. Gonna need to know a
So
little bit more
I'm just
detail
gonna
on that.
preface this by saying the only knowledge I had of this movie was the 5-second YouTube ad that ran every now and then. And it's literally just showing this girl dancing around with a flower crown on top of her head. All I knew was it was based around a cult. I didn't realize how messed up it was going to get. It got very messed up. So, it's based around Christian and Danny. Danny's the girl.
All right.
They're having relationship problems. It starts out, we're following Danny's story, and Danny's freaking out. She got an email from her sister saying, like, everything's black, this is goodbye, Mom and Dad are coming with me. And that's it. And Danny talks more about her sister, and you figure out her sister's bipolar. So she, like, is one attitude at one point and then just completely switches all out of nowhere.
Okay, all right.
Messed up beginning already. Because we start out, she's calling her boyfriend Christian. And she's like, just pretty much freaking out. She's like, can we, like, hang out and stuff? Okay, so any background noise might be a cat.
Cat!
There's a cat messing around. But this is going great.
Might want to edit that part out.
I'm going to leave that in. Okay, so she's freaking out because her sister pretty much just said goodbye. She knows her sister's bipolar. She doesn't know what her sister's doing. And she's sending her emails back. She's not getting any responses. And then, don't know how she's informed, but apparently she figures out that her sister killed both of her parents and then killed herself by carbon monoxide.
How does this have anything to do with the end scene where the guy's dressed up as the bear?
We're getting there.
Okay, take your time.
We're getting there.
I'm still not completely understanding. Okay,
I don't.
Continue.
So, that's how, like, that's the first 5 to 10 minutes of the movie.
What?
Like, that's the first 5 to 10 minutes.
So,
her sister dies.
Whoa. Wait, so the sister, like, tells the main girl, like, hey, me and your parents, we're gonna go.
Well, you never even really meet the sister. All you know about the sister is that she just sent an email to Danny and saying, hey, everything's black, goodbye.
What does
That's
that mean?
it.
Wait, what does that mean?
I don't know.
What does everything's black
I mean, it pretty much just means, like, she's freaking out. I don't know. She killed herself, though. Sad. Messed up.
All right.
Way to start a movie.
Yep.
So,
pretty sad and messed up.
Danny, her family is dead. Her mom, her dad, and her sister are now dead. That's how we start the movie. Now, it's important to note that Christian, Danny's boyfriend, was already having trouble in the relationship. He was already kind of looking at the back door. They show a scene with that where he's talking to his buddies, and he's already looking at the back door. He's not happy in the relationship. He's pretty much, he just feels like he's just emotional support, and he's tired of being emotional support. He wants to leave. But
Christian.
Now he's stuck. Now his girlfriend just had her family killed by his girlfriend's sister. I'm really bad at explaining this, but his girlfriend's sister's family just got killed. So his girlfriend that he wants to break up with is now, and also, I just want to bring this up. The actress who does Danny, like the main character around all this, is the same actress who played Paige in Fighting with My Family.
I don't even know what that is.
It's the movie with The Rock. It's the wrestling movie with The Rock.
The wrestling movie with The Rock.
You didn't see that movie?
But no, I have not seen that one.
It's based around like the story of a WWE female wrestler.
All right, sure. Let's get back to the movie that we're talking
about.
But
I saw that movie, and she looks completely different in that movie.
Oh,
she looks completely different. Anyway, so her family is now dead. Christian's looking at the back door. All right, skip to the next morning. Next morning, they go to a party together. Christian and Danny go to a party. And Christian brings up that he's going to Sweden. And apparently Danny did not know this. She didn't know that her boyfriend was going to Sweden.
What now?
So now she's starting to get the feeling, I don't think he wants to be a part of this relationship anymore.
You're smart. Good job.
Yeah.
You figured it out.
You figured it out. Good job.
Out the point of the movie.
So she's freaking out. She confronts Christian about this, like, I didn't know you were going to go to Sweden. You just kind of brought it up as an idea. You didn't tell me you were going. You didn't tell me you were actually going. And he's like, well, I just decided on it tonight. And she was like, well, you already have the ticket, which means you were planning on this.
So wait, Danny doesn't get to come to Sweden?
Okay, hold up. So,
Alright.
To make it up to Danny, Christian invites her to come with
Here we go.
him and his buddies. And by the way, his buddies are not big fans of Danny, especially Mark. Mark is actually the guy who plays Mark is actually, his name's Will Poulter, and he was the eyebrow guy from Maze Runner.
Oh,
That kid. He's the eyebrow guy.
Yeah.
He's got incredible eyebrows. He's got like the funny like. I can't even describe them.
Yeah, okay.
They're incredible. He's the eyebrow guy.
Okay.
He's awesome. I love him, but he's not a fan of Danny. He's like, dude, you need to break up with her. She is too much work.
Wait, I feel like we're missing something
for
here.
such little sex.
Why
you
does
can
he
just...
not like Danny? What's wrong with him?
He doesn't like Danny because he's like, dude, you could be getting laid easily without having to go through all this emotional support crap. Like, that's the kind of guy.
Eyebrow guy.
Or Mark's his name in the movie.
Okay.
So there's Mark, Christian, Josh, actually, appropriately.
Whoa. What? Wait, no, they don't know that that's your name. Guy number one's name has been figured
You
out.
just gave me away. Dude number one,
Dude
not guy
dude
number one.
Oh yeah, with a couple of dudes, not guys. God, I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore. What is this? Is this a podcast?
So there's a Josh, and the reason they were going to Sweden, the Christian and the boys, the boys, was for Josh's project. They have a Swedish friend. I can't remember his name for the life of me.
Okay,
Well, it was a Swedish name. It wasn't like a normal like.
Jurgen.
Well, I don't think it was Jurgen. Let me look it up. But
those are both. I think
Josh
those are Norwegian.
was researching.
No, those are Swedish.
What?
Those are Swedish. Pretty sure both of those names I just said were Swedish.
They probably were.
Jurgen and Sven. I think those are.
But
those are Swedish.
They're Swedish now.
Swedish fish.
Wait. Okay.
Hey, that's the thing. Just take your
Okay,
time, please.
not
Take
that
your time.
one.
I'm gonna carry the podcast.
Okay,
for a
this
second
is
while I look
totally
it
not
up.
right. They say.
Never mind, we're done.
Okay. I don't know what's going on.
You weren't talking. It got really awkward. So
Okay,
I
I'm
had
sorry.
To say something.
Okay, we're just gonna call him Swedish guy number one.
Swedish.
This is gonna
Is
get
there
really
multiple
confusing.
Swedish guys?
There is. Well, they go to Sweden.
Okay, that's true.
Of course, there's more Swedish guys.
Nah, that place is filled with Swedish people. God, so many Swedish people there.
So we have Christian's friend. We're gonna call him Johnny because I can't remember his name. I'm sorry, Swedish guy.
Can we call him something remotely
Fine.
like
What do you want to call him?
Jurgen?
Jurgen? Okay,
Jurgen.
Jurgen. We're gonna call him Jurgen. So Jurgen is from Sweden, and Josh is going to research Jurgen's culture for his college thesis, I suppose. I'm not entirely sure. Just his thesis is what they say. So he's researching like the culture, and they're going to Sweden for Josh's thesis, and I guess just because Jurgen wants to go home. It's funny because, I don't know. But the plan is, Christian tells the guys all of a sudden, the guys didn't agree to have Danny come along. He just all of a sudden out of nowhere says, by the way, I invited Danny to come with us, but she's not actually coming. What? That's what he says.
Are they gonna kill her?
No.
Oh, they're not.
Guess what
All right,
happens?
never mind, we're good.
Danny comes. I don't. She
How does she
comes
get
with them. I don't know. See, it's so confusing because they're saying he basically says, "By the way, I invited Danny to come, but she's not gonna come with us." And they're confused. Like they're like, "Okay, does that mean she doesn't want to go?" And he's like, "No, she's just not gonna come with us."
Yeah, so he's
And I don't know
gonna kill her.
what happens.
That's what
They don't explain it at all. But Danny's coming with them. And I'm going to skip over a scene with Jurgen and Danny talking because Jurgen's just bringing up emotional stuff. He's like, oh, yeah, I was so sorry to hear that your family died. Not a great thing to say to a girl, by the way.
No, not
Yeah, so she of course says she's an emotional wreck. Her family literally just died 2 weeks before she goes to Sweden with a bunch of a-holes. It's interesting. It's very interesting. So they make it to Sweden. They travel to. By the way, they're getting high on the way. Like they're eating edibles and stuff to like. It's supposed to relax them. And some of the shots were incredible. Like some of the visual effects they had. Like when Danny was high, her hand was on. Like they were laying down in the grass, and she looks at her hand, and grass is growing out of her hand. Like that's like what she saw when she was high. I was like, holy crap, that looks so real. It's so cool.
That's crazy.
Visual effects. But they make it there to Jurgen's hometown. By the way, we meet Jurgen's brother on the way.
What's Jurgen's brother's name?
Bjork.
Bjork.
We're gonna call him Bjork.
No, he's Bjorn.
Bjorn?
Bjorn is the name. I don't think Bjork is the name.
Okay, well, we met Bjorn on the way.
Okay, there we go.
And by the way, Jurgen is trying to relate himself to Danny along the way. He's like, I understand what you're going through. My parents died in a fire when I was young. So he's trying to relate himself to her. He's trying... What?
She's pulling on
There's a cat messing with stuff.
She's pulling on my shirt. She was just a second ago,
well,
I swear.
Okay. This is great.
This is going so well.
In my mind, it is.
It actually is.
So, where was I? Okay, so they made it to the Jurgen's homeland. It's like, look, Sweden.
Homeland.
They
Where
had to
are
like
the
hike
Sweden?
and stuff. I don't know. It's incredible though. Like it looks awesome. Like there's like 3 or 4 buildings, like
Wow,
wooden-made buildings.
Very small time.
Big, huge open field, lots of flowers. They're hugging each other. They do this weird thing where they like grab you behind the head and like forehead bump you.
Whoa!
I don't know what it was.
They
It was
do
like their
forehead
greetings.
bumps in Bjorn's hometown, or no, Jurgen's hometown.
It was Bjorn's as well. They're
Oh,
brothers.
yeah, they're brothers. Never
They're
mind.
brothers.
They have the same hometown because they live together.
Yeah. So they make it there, and everything looks peachy. Everyone's so nice. Everyone's so pretty. There's dancing going on.
Okay, I'm gonna interrupt you for a second.
Okay.
This still, I don't think anyone in the world could see how this was gonna end with a
Exactly.
a murder of a man
exactly.
wearing
That
a
is how
bear
messed
costume.
up this movie is.
All right, we need to get through some serious plot. Okay,
How much
speed
do you
it up
want
a
me to
little bit.
skip?
No, don't skip it. Speed it up.
I don't know. I'm trying to like
This
get my
wasn't-
bearings because I
this-
saw this last night. I didn't just watch this movie.
And this was a 2.5
I'm trying
hour
not
long
to skip
movie.
important things, and I already have, and I had to backtrack. But, anyways. Okay, so we're in Bjorn and Jurgen's hometown with all the nice people, and it looks really nice, but of course this is a horror movie, so you know something's wrong.
Then a bear murderer comes.
There is a bear in the movie.
I knew it.
There's
It's a symbol
actually a bear in a
foreshadowing.
cage.
Foreshadowing.
Yeah, foreshadowing.
There you go.
Um,
Who directed this movie, by the way?
I don't know. I think the guy who wrote it was like Ari Aster or something. And he wrote this movie right after he broke up with a girlfriend. So if this is what was going through his head
He
when
was
he
scared
wrote
he
this,
was gonna get killed by someone while he was wearing a bear costume.
I don't think that's what it was, but it may be close.
I think that's what it is.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure.
Oh, all
Why don't we
right.
have Michael come on this podcast?
Honestly, Michael would be better at this.
Exactly.
He knew what all of this meant, like their metaphors and stuff. I was like, it's just a messed up movie. There's nothing more to it. This is just a really messed up movie, Michael. Stop trying to decode it.
There's no
There's no
context. There's
exactly.
There's no.
We speed it up a little bit. We're getting to day 1 of the ceremonies, and apparently, when you turn 72, they have you jump off a cliff.
Why?
I don't know, but there was a woman and a man. By the way,
Whoa.
Danny, Christian, Mark wasn't there actually. He went to go take a nap. Josh,
During the
I think knew.
sacrifice?
Josh, he didn't realize what was going on. He was like, And later on, he makes a joke like, "Really? For the one interesting part, you guys let me go take a nap?" So, Mark's really funny. He's like my favorite character in this movie, and he dies later on, but they all die. That spoiler alert, they all die.
What?
So
how does Danny die?
actually, Danny's the one that doesn't die.
Oh, never mind.
So it's really messed up. But
Okay. Sure.
okay. So we're with sacrifice. So when you turn 72, they have you walk off a cliff. Now here's the thing. It was a man and a woman. The woman walks first. She walks off, lands on a rock below, dead. Like she just dies immediately. The man walks off, and he lands on the ground next to the rock and doesn't immediately die. He's on the ground with a leg that's snapped off at like a 90-degree angle, messed up. And then some dude comes over, 4 people come over carrying a mallet, and they smash his head in.
What is this movie?
Exactly. This is your first kind of taste of like, this is a messed up movie. It looks all like pretty. By the way, we're probably about 30 minutes into the movie.
Oh my god.
And the entire movie, there's not one, like, your typical horror movie has like dark jump scares and stuff. This movie, not at one point does it get dark. It is all light and shiny, and I think that's actually really cool. Whatever they did with that, they made a horror movie take place during the daytime in broad daylight. That was incredible. Good writing on that part.
That's
what do you
directing.
want?
There's no writing there.
Whatever. It was good. It was good. My point is they did a good job.
All right, good job, people.
Good job. Clap.
Yeah.
All right.
Round of applause.
So, you're gonna bust the microphone.
Yeah, that's what.
So now Danny and Christian are freaking out after they just watched 2 people kill each other. I think Josh knew what was going on. Like, because he's been researching them. I think he knew what was going to happen, but he didn't realize it was going to be so.
Yeah, because I don't think they're just going to accidentally end up in the one town where they sacrifice people at age 72. You know, you're in a huge country and you end up in the one tiny town. That's just like the most pleasant place in the world.
I don't know why you would choose to freaking study these people. This is so messed up. Anyway, Danny's distraught because she just watched people kill themselves. Her family just died.
Yeah, that's reasonable.
So she's like, "Oh my gosh, like, weren't you a bit fazed by that, Christian?" And Christian's like, "Well, yeah, that was crazy, but I'm trying to see it from their perspective." Like, and I'm like, "No, dude, there's no perspective where this is right." And he goes on, he's like, "We put our elderly in like nursing homes. Maybe that's messed up to them." Like,
wow, there's no
like,
comparison there, Christian.
Not even close,
You're trying too hard on that one.
Yeah, no way. But anyways, right after this happens, right after they witness this sacrifice, Christian goes up to Josh and he's like, "I think I'm going to do my thesis about this place." By the way, see, I missed a point. Christian has been trying to decide what he's going to do his college thesis on, and he hadn't made up his mind. Then he decides, now that he's come to this place, okay, I think I'm going to try. He stole Josh's idea.
Whoa.
Josh is pissed now.
Yeah, I would.
Josh is like, "Whoa, dude, you're taking my idea." So he's mad. Like, Josh is rightfully mad. He's like, "You're taking my idea. You're not being original whatsoever. You're just stealing, like, what my plan was." But Christian's like, "Yeah, but, you know, I want to do it here, blah, blah, blah."
Yeah, but I
wasn't really listening.
Your
I
thoughts
kind of
and
fell
opinions.
asleep during that part.
You fell asleep.
I didn't actually, because this movie's all over the place.
You couldn't fall asleep.
I couldn't, no.
It wouldn't late.
But now Josh and Christian are on rough terms. They're pretty pissed off at each other.
Yeah, but they're in Sweden. They're stuck in a different country together.
Yeah, and better yet, their beds are right next to each other.
Oh, perfect.
In the building that they're staying in.
That's good.
Their beds are right next to each other. But throughout this movie, there's a redhead that's like...
Is she Swedish?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
right.
she's like part of their people. Or
their
whatever.
people? Okay.
I don't know.
No, I get you.
Creepy looking redhead. She's... she's a little freaky looking in my opinion. And she has got the hots for Christian. She's got the hots for Christian.
No, Christian.
And she puts a love rune under Christian's bed.
A what?
While he's asleep.
A what now?
It's a love rune.
Okay, I need
Something
you to
she's
describe
carved.
to me what that
I don't
is.
know.
Like,
It was like a little like wooden trinket or something. But Christian never finds it. Josh saw her put it under Christian's bed. And he picks it up and takes it to Jurgen the next morning. He's like, "What is this? I found it under Christian's bed."
Why was he looking under Christian's bed?
He was awake when she was.
Oh, so he's okay.
He wasn't like looking. He was like awake, laying in bed. Like his bed's right next to Christian's. And Jurgen goes, "Ah, this is a love room."
I am beginning to understand why the Danny kills the guy. Beginning to understand that he's probably gonna cheat on her. He's not gonna be happy.
You're skipping.
Okay,
and trust me,
sorry.
it gets a lot more messed up.
All right,
He does not just cheat on her. He gets a lot more messed up.
Continue. We need to get to the exciting part. How far into the movie are we right now? Just for a point of reference, I have no idea.
This is a long movie. It's about a 2.5 hour movie.
Yes.
I don't know. Maybe we're closing in on an hour and 15 minutes.
Wow. All right. You seriously?
I'm bad at timing.
This up?
Look, we're about halfway through. Okay.
How long have we been recording for?
26 minutes.
Okay.
All right. So, Jurgen explains. Okay, I forgot where I was. Jurgen explains to Josh, "This is a love rune. It seems Maya has found someone she's interested in, and Maya has just been approved by the elders."
Yeah.
For mating?
What?
Which means she's allowed to openly have sex with people.
Wait, what?
I don't know. And apparently the elders
with love runes?
The love rune apparently was supposed to cast a love spell on Christian. It didn't work, I don't think.
Okay, alright.
I don't think it worked, maybe because Josh picked it up, he messed with it. But so yeah, messed up. Her name's Maya, by the way. Redhead's name is the crazy, weird-looking, demonic redhead is Maya. And so she's got the hots for Christian, and Christian does not know this. He kind of sees her, like looking over at him every now and then, but he doesn't really like right out.
How does this connect back to Danny? We haven't heard about her in a while. What
okay,
is she
so
doing?
Danny, she's pretty much just a side piece right now. She ain't really done much. Not really a side piece. She just hasn't done much in the movie at this point.
Okay.
She's still just walking around.
I thought she was. I was under the impression that she was gonna be like the main character.
She is. Well, it's kind of all based around all of them. It's based around Christian and Danny's relationship. That's what the movie's about. You need to cut it out, Rhea. All right.
Cat's going crazy.
Cat is going crazy. Cat's name is Rhea, so if I ever say Rhea, I'm talking to the cat. Chill. All right. So.
I think she chilled.
Let's skip to dinner that night.
Okay.
They're eating meat pies.
Gross.
Meat tarts or something that Danny helped cook.
What is that?
It's literally like, imagine a Pop-Tart filled with meat, shaped in a circle. It's like a mini pot pie, essentially.
Okay.
It's a mini pot pie.
I can understand.
All right.
Picture that.
So they're at dinner. Everyone's fight. All the four people that came together: Mark, Josh, Danny, and Christian. They're all fighting with each other. Josh and Christian are arguing over the thesis. Danny and Christian are arguing over their relationship. Something like that. I missed two different people also, by the way. I'm just not even going to bring them up at this point because one of them's dead. So I just realized. See, I'm skipping so many scenes.
All right, no, you need to continue skipping because this is going to be a really long podcast.
We're going to skip that. Okay. But Christian bites into his meat pie, and he pulls out a hair.
Gross. Is it red?
It is a pube from Maya.
Is that the redhead?
Yes. And it's foreshadowed earlier in the movie by paintings on the wall that this is how you cast your love spell successfully. First, you place a love rune under their bed, and then you put one of your pubes in their food or drink.
That's
and
gross.
Then they're supposed to fall in love with you? I don't know. Messed up. Really messed up.
Sure.
So it's getting dark. It's getting weird. Or it's getting weird at this point. And at dinner, Mark is taken away by one of the Swedish gals he's had his eye on. And that is the last you see of Mark.
Whoa.
Mark's dead now.
He got pulled in by the love rune.
Yep, he sure did. All right.
Oh, no.
That night...
I need to get out of Sweden.
Yeah, that night...
Sweden's a bad place.
It's... I mean, if this is what Sweden's like, I'm never going to Sweden. I have always wanted to go to Sweden, but now that I've seen this movie, I'm not so sure anymore. That night... Cat!
She's karate.
Stop messing with the thing.
Okay.
Why are you messing with the thing, dude?
Whoa.
Okay. Skip to that night. Josh sneaks out of bed to go take a picture of this book that has all the different runes that these people interpret. And by the way, it's also important to note that the person that's making the runes at the moment during this time is someone who's I think it was a he, is severely deformed, has a growing abnormalities.
Okay.
Hard to explain, but he was a product of incest. That's how they make their rune makers, I guess. The people who make the runes that they read.
What is this movie?
Yeah. So he's the one making the runes, and Josh wants to take a picture of the book of all the runes, and the elders are like, no, we're not letting you do that. It's sacred to us. You cannot take a picture of this book. Josh sneaks out in the middle of the night to take a picture of the book.
And he gets sucked into the book.
No, he's taking pictures of the book, and someone sneaks in behind him.
Sees him doing it.
And it is Mark.
We thought he was dead, though.
Wait, hold up. Mark, without pants, just full out, just completely naked on the bottom half. Turns around, Mark, what are you doing? Bam! Gets smacked on the back of the head. Josh gets smacked on the back of the head. And you see Mark come up to him, and it is Mark's face. Someone has cut off Mark's face and is wearing it. So messed up.
I don't like this movie. I haven't even seen it.
It's messed up. It's so messed up.
I hate everything about it.
So now Josh is dead. They killed Josh.
Fantastic.
They've killed Mark. Christian and Danny are left. And of course Jurgen, but Jurgen knows exactly what's going on because, as it's later revealed, Jurgen has brought in these people as sacrifices from the outside world.
Whoa.
Yeah, and Bjorn brought in two people for sacrifices as well. Those people I didn't bring up. But there were two more sacrifices, yeah. So those two people, they're both dead as well. So you have 4 people dead. No, 6 people because of the old woman and man that also died.
Yeah, 72-year-olds.
So you have 6 people dead now. Now we're going to get to the fun part where they crown the May Queen. And this is a thing they do, apparently, where they have all the girls dress up. And they all go spinning around in circles, dancing around a giant cross.
Well, that's reasonable.
Until only one person is left dancing, and that person is crowned the May Queen.
What?
Danny,
okay.
Danny is pulled into this. She
wins.
She wins.
Called it.
Of course.
Called out.
You are now the May Queen, Danny.
And now you have to stay in Sweden forever.
Well, wait, hold up. It's pretty nice. Everyone loves her. They're giving her flowers and stuff. They're putting
a May King.
There is no May King. It's just the May Queen.
I thought I called it.
Just the May Queen. They're putting flowers and stuff on her. she's like happy because now she feels like she's found the family again, which she lost earlier in the movie, obviously. So she's happy. She's having a great time. And they go to dinner. She's sitting at the head of the table because now she's the May Queen. Christian's down in the middle, like around the middle of the table. Like he's... And they also... they drugged Christian earlier while she was dancing around the cross. They drugged him with a drink that's making him all loopy. He can't think straight. He's out of it. He's way out of it.
How much more of this movie is there?
We're actually getting toward the end.
Good, because
I skipped some parts. I skipped some parts.
35 minutes.
Okay, it's okay. We're getting there.
We still have to do weather and sports.
Okay, we'll get to that. All right. There'll be no news story today.
No, we're doing movie discussions.
But, yeah, so dinner's over now. And they go, hey, May Queen, we need you to come bless our crops.
Of course.
So she's like, all right.
Bless our crops.
Let's go bless some freaking crops. So, but first she says, can Christian come with me? And they're like, no, the May Queen must do this alone.
It is a sacred tradition.
Apparently. So May Queen gets in her carriage. She gets in a carriage, which is pulled by little Swedish kids.
Whoa!
That is one of my favorite parts of the movie. It's literally, it's like a normal chariot you see that's pulled by horses, except it's being pulled by Swedish children.
Wow, nice ride.
It is so funny looking.
Nice ride. What's the horsepower? What's the Swedish children power on that carriage of yours?
It's like the best part of the movie. I freaking love that scene.
I imagine you were the only one laughing in the theater.
I was. Well, there was only 5 people in the theater.
Oh.
It was me, Michael, Jacob,
I need to look something.
and 2 other people that just showed up. But she goes and blesses the crops. Meanwhile, while she's blessing the crops, Christian has been drugged. And guess what's going to happen to him?
I don't know.
They're not going to kill him yet.
Oh.
What they're going to do is, since Maya has the hots for him, they're going to lead him into a building, and pretty much he's going to go do it with creepy redhead Maya.
What is this?
Yeah,
this
exactly.
movie?
But here's the best part, and this part messed me up. I was like, what the heck? He walks into the room with Maya, and she's sitting there, laying there in an empty room, naked. And surrounding Maya is about 12, maybe 14 naked women with their arms around each other, just, swaying back and forth. I don't know. And they're like all different ages. There's some old ladies in there. It's like, anyway, he mates with Maya. So now Maya has a baby, I guess. But, what's her face? Danny gets back from her May Queen blessing duties early. And she's like, what's going on in the building over there? She goes over to the building, looks through the lock, and she sees Christian, her boyfriend, doing it with a bunch of, So, she's upset. She goes and cries. There's a whole... Yeah, we're getting...
I don't like this.
There's a creepy part where, she's crying, and there's, 4 girls with Danny, and they all start imitating her crying, and they're all crying with her, but they're, scream crying, and it's really weird. Anyway, we have 6 people dead. Remember that.
Yes.
For this ceremony to be complete, they need 9 dead. So,
How many more live Americans do we have?
We have
Danny,
Danny
the
and
queen.
Christian. That's it.
Oh. Well, they
Right.
have a child, then kill the child.
No, they're not going to kill a child. They literally had 2 volunteers for the end. So, we're going to skip to the end.
Have to die then. Yeah. Okay, just
We're-
wrap this up.
Hold
Wrap
up.
it
We're going to skip us to the end.
39 minutes.
Yeah, okay. Earlier in the movie, there was a a picture of a bear in flames, which is important because right now, at the end, Christian runs out after he realizes what he's done. They knock him out, and he is completely immobilized. Like, he can't talk, he can't move, he can't do anything after he's been, like, stunned with some powder they threw in his face.
Alright.
He wakes up.
Swedish powder.
He wakes up, and they're about to finish this thing off. They have all 6 dead people in this pyramid, and they're like, okay, so we need 9. We have had 2 volunteers for the pyramid death thing. That makes 8. We still need 1 more. Now, Danny, as our May Queen, you get to choose. You can choose Christian here, and they have this ball machine thing, and a ball rolls out. They pick up the ball. It has a name of some Swedish person in the crowd, and they have the Swedish guy come up forward. They're like, okay, so you pick either random Swedish guy Bjorgenstorff, or
not Bjorgenstorff.
I don't know, Bjorgenstorff,
no.
Or Christian here. Who's going to be the last person to die in this burning pyramid we're about to burn up? And she goes with Christian. She's like, F you, Christian. We're going to put you in that freaking temple and burn you. They dress him up in a bear skin.
Why? Wait, why did they do that, though?
It's some sort of ceremony. I don't know. It's like some sort of like cultural thing. They dress him up in a bear skin, put him in, they set the thing on fire. There's now a giant fire going on. The May Queen, by the way, she's literally in a pile of flowers. Like, that's what she's dressed in. A pile of flowers. And she's just staring at this. She starts trying to run away. All the Swedish people behind them are, like, freaking out. They're, like, jumping up and down. They're crying. They're, like, dancing, I think. I don't know. And then the final scene, we zoom in on Danny's face as she's looking at this fire of all of her dead friends and her boyfriend, who has been dressed in a bear skin in this temple. It's on fire. And slowly, her sadness turns into a smile. And that's it. Cut to black. That is a Midsommar in a nutshell.
Alright, welcome to the weather desk.
We don't want to address that at all?
No, I don't want to talk about this. Wait, no, there was one thing that I found on the internet for your
Okay, what did you find?
So, Spider-Man, the new movie just came out. You know.
Oh my
no,
God.
This is not going to go that far.
Switching.
Okay, this is not going to
totally
go that far.
Switching.
Okay, so the opening night of Spider-Man in the box office made $25.2 million, which is like a crazy amount apparently. Midsommar, over 5 days, made $13.8 million. That means that a pretty good amount of people still went to go see that movie.
Yeah, and considering I was in the movie theater with a total, including myself, of 5 people at an AMC.
Okay, so not a whole lot, but still a lot, because Spider-Man's a Marvel movie, and it's only making twice what this thing is.
But that was over 5 days.
Yes.
For Midsommar.
Oh, yeah, that's true. So they're really not making a whole lot over there. They're not doing a whole lot over there.
And it was an independent film, also.
See, that's what I figured, yeah.
Yeah, it was independent, so...
Okay. Well, that's...
Anyway, I want to wrap up Midsommar by saying it was a extremely disturbing movie. It reminded me a lot of, what's that guy, Jordan Peele's movies?
Yeah,
where it's
that's
just,
what I was thinking
it's
of.
made
That's
to
what I was
leave you
thinking of.
disturbed.
Yeah,
You're supposed to be disturbed watching the movie.
It's got like a weird,
That's
creepy
it.
message.
It was really interesting making a horror movie during the daytime. I think that was awesome. Good job. Props to whoever freaking came up with that. That was a great idea. I've never seen that happen. Anyway, would not ever watch that movie again, and I never will. Don't know how Michael saw it twice.
What if I want to watch it with you?
You can watch it on your own, Ben. I am not watching that movie again. Messed up in the head. All right.
Weather. Let's go to. Hang on, we're gonna find a
We are
random
going to do
town
the weather
here.
of.
We're gonna go to Bjorna, Sweden.
Bjorna, Sweden.
Bjorna, Sweden. What's the weather?
By the way, one of those two Swedish people who gave their lives was actually Bjorn. It was Jurgen's brother.
It was Bjorn?
He volunteered to
anyway,
kill
in
himself.
Bjorna, Sweden.
Okay, Bjorna, Sweden.
It is currently 50 degrees and cloudy. We're looking at a lot of rain and clouds for the next 3 days until Tuesday. Tuesday, we're looking at some cloudy weather, but still maybe a little bit of sunshine in there. You could go to the beach if you really wanted to. I wouldn't recommend.
Is there a beach in Sweden? In Bjorna, Sweden?
Probably. I don't know where Bjorna is. I'm just the weather guy, man. What? Oh.
What?
Okay, so it says on here that the sun rises at 2:43 a.m. and I forgot that time zones were a thing. So I was a little bit confused. So today you got a 30% chance of rain, 77% humidity. The wind is looking at about 5 miles an hour. That's about it. Your pressure is 29.54.
Pressure is 29.54.
And your visibility is 10 miles.
In 10 miles, I can see the ocean from here. All right. That was great. I don't know how that was relevant to us in some place in the world. We're not Bjorn, I can tell you that much.
Maybe someone listening is from Bjorn.
Who?
I don't know. We haven't even uploaded the podcast yet.
Richie in Bjorna, Sweden. Shout out to you, man.
That's not even. Maybe he's
or
a
woman.
Tourist.
What?
Maybe he's a tourist. That's
tourist.
Not sweetest. That's not Swedish.
Sweetest.
So, okay. A Swedish name. All right, we moving on.
We're moving on.
Right.
We're gonna go on.
Sports.
Do you have like any?
Yes,
okay, so
I
Ben
have
here.
sports.
Oh shoot! I gave away your name. I didn't mean to do that.
No, guy number 3 has a name now.
Guy number 3 is a name. This is Ben. Okay, Ben here. Guy number 3 is a big fan of basketball. Ben, give us the basketball.
We have
news.
some more important names than Ben going on here, guys. I'm talking about NBA free agency and draft. In the NBA draft, everyone knew it. Zion Williamson went first overall to the Pelicans. No surprise there. Second, we got Ja Morant. Obviously, again, no surprise. Most boring NBA draft there has ever been. I actually forgot who went third. Who was it? R.J. Barrett. R.J. Barrett. That's the dude's name.
That's the guy from Duke, right?
Yes. So the number 1 and 3 picks were from Duke. I hate that. But you know what? It's fine. Because Kobe White from North Carolina.
Tar Heel
went to the Bulls.
Boom!
We all know that other certain basketball player from North Carolina that went to the Bulls. We know him. He's a legend. Greatest player of all time. We all know who we're talking about.
Big ol' MJ.
You
number 23.
Name, but you did anyway. Alright, we're going to move on to free agency because I addressed everything important in the draft. Except for the Warriors got Jordan Poole, and he's going to be amazing someday.
Boom!
Anyway, we're going to move on to free agency.
Ben, what team are you like a big fan of?
I don't want to talk about that. They're all going to hate me.
Well, I don't. No one's
Golden State.
Golden State, though, was
Times were looking tough for us. Kevin Durant signed with the Brooklyn Nets.
Bring up, man.
So I thought that all hope was lost when the Warriors signed D'Angelo Russell to a max contract, $117 million. I think like 4 years, something like that. I don't know. Good? Yes, because now we have a great young trade piece that we're trading somewhere. Probably the Timberwolves. Did your mic come unplugged?
Yes.
We good? We're back?
It'll
back?
Come back in a second.
It's still not okay.
It takes a second for it to turn back on.
Who else can I talk
okay,
about? Kyrie Irving and DeAndre Jordan also decided to form a super team of sorts. That's not going to go that far because Kevin Durant, they went to the Nets.
Nets, that's right.
With Kevin Durant.
With
Kevin
Durantula.
Durant. Yes, the Durantula. He actually hates that name. Fun fact.
Well, I'm going to call him that all day.
Yeah, because we don't really... No, I still like him. He's a good guy. Klay Thompson re-signed with the Warriors. DeMarcus Cousins and Kawhi Leonard, 2 big names that have still not made a decision in free agency.
Who?
Okay, who else can I talk about? Kemba Walker.
Kemba Walker
is now
that's right.
a Celtic. He's now a Celtic. Al Horford is now a 76er. Anthony Davis obviously is a Laker now, which I know you're happy about.
Yeah, big old AD. Here's an interesting fun fact for you.
Yep.
Over the last few years, the most hated player in the NBA was Kevin Durant.
That's not a surprise at all.
Guess who the new 2019 most hated player in the NBA was?
You're gonna have to give me a few guesses on this one. I'm gonna.
It's your most hated.
Really? Kyrie Irving?
No, I thought it was LeBron.
LeBron was like my old. He's like I got.
He's like
over
you're
him,
old.
you
You're
know?
old.
We don't talk about him anymore. He's not part of my life
LeBron
anymore.
James
He's
was
retired.
the most
He's
hated
old.
player of 2019, according to like they did like a study through like 100,000 like tweets or something.
Yep. It's still Kevin.
However,
Durant.
he was
Newsflash,
also the most loved.
It is still Kevin Durant.
Anyway.
According to that kid, though, that you met at Target,
Yeah,
he
the
said
kid.
LeBron James has been played on the Cavaliers like 20 years ago.
20 years ago, apparently.
So he's probably going to retire soon.
Yeah, he's like the old man of the NBA, apparently.
Old man of the NBA.
Is what he called him. And he also called him, he compared LeBron to Santa Claus, which I thought was the best comparison ever.
Your air freshener just went off and it scared me.
You get used to it after a while.
I hate that thing. It's scary.
Alright. So, that's sports, that's weather. I have a news story.
Okay, is this Florida Man?
No.
Dang it. Alright,
No,
we'll get
I went
Florida
to
Man
Weird News, and here we go.
Oh, God.
This one's very interesting. Man, that air freshener smells so good. So, Weird News. Checkmate. Missing piece of ancient chess set sells for 735,000 euros.
My God, that's a lot of euros.
It was bought for 5 euros in 1964
Wow.
by an antiques dealer and passed down through the family, who had no idea it was so special.
Wait, why was it special?
We're about to get to that.
What was it made of? Like,
Yeah,
why did somebody want it so bad?
a piece of a famous medieval chess set that had been missing for almost
Medieval.
200
You heard it here
years.
first.
Sold at an auction. The warder, which is equivalent to a rook on a modern chess set, is part of a set known as the Lewis Chessman that was made from walrus ivory in the late 12th or early 13th century. So this is an old piece of a chess set. This is really boring. I'm going to find a different... I can't do chess news. It's so boring.
Chess news. What are you
Oh,
doing?
no,
Why would
I
you
thought-
even pick this article?
I don't know, okay?
We've gone over 52 minutes now.
Oh, here we go. Here we
need to
go.
wrap this up.
This one's
I
interesting.
need to go walk my dog.
This better be a Florida man. I don't think it is. No, it's a Wisconsin man.
Wisconsin man? We graduated
have a
from
Wisconsin
Florida
man.
man to Wisconsin
Wisconsin man who repeatedly blocked women's toilets, jailed for 150 days.
Man? Wait, what?
I don't even know.
What? Say
Patrick-
that one more time. What?
Patrick D. Beeman says he must pray for forgiveness for his 2-year spell of toilet vandalism.
Toilet vandalism.
Toilet vandalism.
Toilet
Oh my god.
vandalism.
A U.S. man has been jailed for 150 days and given 3 years probation for deliberately blocking women's toilets.
How was he blocking? Like, what happened?
Uh,
He was just standing in front of them, or what?
I don't know. We're going to see. There were a dozen incidents dating back to April 2017 that were investigated by police in Wisconsin. Why is this so funny to me? Why were police investigating toilet backups?
Yes.
I can't. This is so stupid. Okay, here we go. This is a 26-year-old man, too.
What? Wait, what else is he doing? Do we know
I
anything?
don't know.
Any background information
We
at
need
all?
to look up Patrick D. Beeman.
I'll do that while you
Okay,
keep
you look him
talking.
up. Alright, I need to gather myself. Cat, stop. Get down.
Also,
Sorry.
his last name is Beeman?
like Beeman. Patrick D. Beeman. Okay, Patrick D. Beeman apologized for his crimes, and in a statement read during Monday's sentencing, said, "I need to make things right and pray for forgiveness every day." Also, he needs to pray for forgiveness.
I need to read this headline of this story.
Well, should I finish, or are you gonna just interject?
Just real fast.
All right,
Wisconsin's serial toilet clogger sentenced to 150 days in jail. Yep.
Okay.
There you go.
He told police he has urges to do strange things, such as look for plastic bottles to put in the loo. What U.S. man calls the bathroom the loo?
No, we don't know if he's... Do we know if he's...
Yeah, a U.S. man. A U.S. man has been jailed for 150 days. I mean, Patrick D. Beeman doesn't sound like a U.S. man. Sheboygan toilet clogger. Whoa! Okay, we have fake news here. We have some fake news somewhere, because my article says he's 26. Yours says he's 35?
He was originally charged with 12 misdemeanors of criminal damage to property.
Oh my god. I can't believe this was investigated by police.
I don't know how. It doesn't say why.
7 of his toilet cloggings were dismissed?
His 12 toilet cloggings
7 were dismissed.
No one cared about him. Those poor women that wanted to use those bathrooms. They can't now. Because of this man. We need justice.
Okay, so he was convicted of 5 counts of criminal damage, and the judge decided on a tougher custodial sentence than prosecutors had requested. I don't
understand this.
He was ordered to pay $5,000 and ordered to complete 100 hours of community service for blocking some toilets.
Why did he do it? I
don't know.
I feel like we need
Why
to
would you do that?
This man. We don't even know anything about him.
I can't. Patrick D. Beeman, wherever you are, please stop clogging toilets. Rhea, got anything to say?
Rhea, you want to say anything?
You have anything for us?
Say it. Come on, say it into the mic.
Come on, Rhea. Say something. We're getting tired here. We've been going for almost an hour.
I think we need to wrap this up.
This was a good first podcast. I had a great time.
This is pretty interesting. Midsommar is a terrible movie.
Don't go see Midsommar.
Go to Bjorna if you want to get rained on.
It's
NBA
50 degrees.
Free agency is insane, and don't forget about Wisconsin man. He might be
Wisconsin man, Patrick D. Beeman.
Patrick
may clog
D.
your
Beeman.
toilets. I can't. All right, that's it for this episode. 4th of July special.
Yep, first episode.
Wow.
Woo.
How do you feel?
Great.
I feel like you were pretty nervous I was going to go badly. I'm not even sure I'm going to have to do any editing for this podcast.
There's some editing.
Really?
Okay,
done, fine. Yes. Maybe a couple edits.
There is some editing that needs to be done.
All right, I'll cut a couple things out. It won't be much, though. Maybe a few seconds worth. I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I should probably cut that out, but that's it. Hey, Ray! You finally decided to talk. Come on, say something.
Say something into the mic.
Say something.
They couldn't hear it.
Say something for the podcast. Make it interesting.
Tiny little meow.
Just tiny something.
All right. Anything else?
Yes, that's a microphone.
I guess not.
You can sniff it all you want later. All right. Well, signing off as guy number 1.
And guy number 3.
We'll see you guys next time on the Correct Opinions podcast.
Woo!
The podcast you just heard was made using Anchor. Ever thought about making your own podcast? Anchor makes it really easy for anyone to get started. It's a one-stop shop for recording, hosting, and distributing podcasts. Best of all, it's 100% free. Sign up now at anchor.fm/new. That's anchor.fm/new to get started.